4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Today we gather to supposedly discuss preserving consumer choice. And while the principle itself is an important one, I'm highly skeptical that any of the issues or solutions we will consider today can be described as a serious effort to do so. History tells us that opponents to virtually every effort to sensibly correct private sector failures have cried wolf in opposition to reform, saying that the regulation would end by hurting the very people it tries to help by removing their choices. It's a talking point that has existed for as long as this government has tried to protect consumers and the broader economy. For example, in 1934, New York Stock Exchange President Richard Whitney opposed the creation of the Securities and Exchange Commission, arguing that it would destroy the markets and businesses Congress sought to protect. And as recently as March 2007, just months before the economic collapse, representatives of industry and the Bush administration argued in front of this very committee that reforms to the toxic subprime market would harm access to credit for first-time home buyers. Over time, these regulations, like those that prohibit child labor, mandate seat belts, and protect consumers from poor quality food, drugs, and toxins in our environment, among others, have shown that markets and industries function better when consumers know that products meet basic standards. And that means protecting consumers from unsafe and unsound financial products, no matter how profitable they are to lenders or how cheaply they can be offered to borrowers. The irony is that by weakening regulations and consumer protections put in place after the Great Recession, this committee would affect choice and financial independence, but in the wrong way. It would invite a return to a recent time when hardworking Americans were choosing whether to pay for medication, or their mortgage. And when they were choosing between taking their family to a homeless shelter or spending one more night in the car. A free market system with ample consumer choice only works when businesses compete on cost and quality, not on how much they can cut corners or bend the rules. That's true whether we're talking about faulty exploding toasters or faulty exploding mortgages. Mr. Chairman and members, I welcome your invitation for bipartisan legislation. As you know, I've met with you and I've tried. We have worked hard and continue to work hard for community banks. Unfortunately, there are those who wish to include too big to fail banks in anything that we try for our community banks. We have witnessed a time when consumers had no protection. We have witnessed a time when not only did consumers have no protection, but the fact of the matter is we have one of the most important things that happened in Dodd-Frank, and that is the development of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which has taken into consideration concerns of community banks, have made modifications, and we have said on this side of the aisle, where there are technical changes or concerns, we're willing to work with them. And so I'm pleased to hear that offer that has been made by the chairman today, and I look forward to working with him in any and every way that we can to deal with real issues and not just talking points.